Hi, and welcome to Karen Figures. I'm your host, Caitlin, and today I have another review for you guys. So this is Jughead the Hunger versus Vampironica issue 1, and I did really love Vampironica as it was coming out. I've never actually checked out Jughead the Hunger. I've heard nothing but good things about that. I'm thinking I might pick up the trades since I believe they're both out, or the second one's coming out. But definitely could not pick up this cover. Look how gorgeous that is. It's like an old school horror VHS. So we're going to dive right on into it, shall we? As we open up into the comic, we get to see basically where Vampironica is after the end of her story. After she's defeated all the vampires, defeated Dracula, well, of course, they're going to throw her a party and congratulate her for it. So, Jughead, you know, in this whole page right here, we go through everything that she went through. A little brief synopsis of her series. You know, she was bit by a vampire, she became a vampire, she fought the vampires, and she saved the day. So yay! Or at least we thought. But we do have a congratulations party, and Jughead trying to eat the entire cake, because, you know, Jughead never stops eating. And as the kids are actually leaving Pop's Diner, because it is bowling night, a group of thugs actually show up. And these thugs, they're not just your average everyday thugs. No, they're vampires. Because this is the world of Vampironica. So they do attack poor Pops, and it's not looking too good for Pops. I'm sorry. Poor Pops. He just wants to run a soda shop. Just leave him alone. But Veronica left her phone, and I do love the fact that one of the vampires refers to her as Buffy and says, "It's over there, Buffy, go get it and leave." And she is rightfully very concerned, and she's like, "Wait, how can you be vampires? I wiped out all the vampires. I killed Dracula." And the vampires are laughing at her for it. And they're saying, well, first off, you can start with your parents, you know, and they were talking about how she was played. They're laughing at her for thinking that she actually took down Dracula and that she defeated all the vampires. And they're going to test to see whether or not she is, in fact, still a vampire, which she still has her vampire strength. You know, a little bit of a fight ensues between them. And yeah, a little weird moment. Right when they're about ready to pounce and attack her, just to finish the fight, they fade away. They fade away. So, clearly very concerned as to what's going on, she goes to Dilton's house. And I do love the fact that Dilton says, you know, normally waking up in my room with a girl here is like, you know, a continuation of the dream. But I'm starting to think this might not be a fun interaction. Well, she informs him that she still has the fangs, but she just kind of thought those were like left over from being a vampire. And she thought this was all over, but maybe she was tricked. Maybe all this is. So Dilton decides to test that theory, and he cuts his hand in order to see whether or not she can refrain from drinking his blood. Of course, she can't. Yeah. She's still a vampire. And now she wants answers. Real answers. So she goes to her mom and dad, demands a family meeting. I love the fact that the dad just kind of waves her off and says, you want a higher allowance? Fine. But you and your mom are going to put us in the much less rich house if you keep this up. So, continuing, she does demand to know the truth from her parents, and ultimately she finds out that they've always been vampires. She wasn't just bit by a vampire and became it. The vampires have lived within Riverdale for so long. And, you know, Mom and Dad are vampires. Veronica's a vampire. And as she's hearing this, she herself starts to disappear. So the tagline for the next issue is going to be Vampironica in the world of Jughead the Hunger. So I've never actually read Jughead the Hunger, but according to this little synopsis, of course, there is Jughead as a werewolf, Betty Cooper the werewolf hunter, and a wolf pack led by Reggie. So I don't think that if you haven't read either Vampironica or Jughead the Hunger that you'd necessarily be lost with this series, because they did summarize quite a bit of Vampironica in this issue, and I feel like they're going to give us quite a little summary thrown into the next issue for Jughead's story. But yeah, definitely something I'm interested to keep reading. I really loved Vampironica, and you know, art was pretty fantastic throughout. There's a lot of jokes, a lot of quips, a lot of references for other things that are vampire related. I'm waiting for someone to throw out a Twilight joke in the next issue, because you know it's going to be hilarious when they do. But that is it for this episode of Cat Run Figures. Please do give me a like if you like this video. Comment below and tell me whether or not you picked up whether or not you picked up Jughead the Hunger versus Vampironica issue 1. I keep wanting to say it's Vampironica versus Jughead, but that's not right. It's not. Please do subscribe to my channel for more comic book content, or check out any of the older videos I have up for offer here on Cat Run Figures. And until next time, I'm your host, Caitlin. Bye.